Here we are again at the midway point of a new season of Dr. Barbara Tabor Speaks, Take It or Leave It, or simply Take It or Leave It, as the show has come to be known. And I bet a lot of you out there forgot that the original name was Dr. Barbara Tabor Speaks, Take It or Leave It. But with two powerful new installments under her belt this year, and no specific plan on where to take the show from that point, and guided really only by instinct, the decision was made for Dr. Tabor. With tensions at home at an all-time high, and all-out war breaking out overseas, you could say that Dr. Tabor was called back to the trenches, where she is going to be doing a deep dive in up-to-the-minute issues for a 4-part series within the series, just like 2020 Division. And this one is going to be called Take It or Leave It, Cold Civil War. Glad to be here, Dr. Tabor. How are you doing today?
Well, it's good to hear your voice and be back with you and ready to go.
Well, I feel the same, and I'm very excited to get into this. This is going to be one for the record books. I just know it. Let's just jump right into it. Before we address the elephant in the room, let's talk about the truckers that were in Canada and were assembling in America. Are they still? We don't even know. Everything's been about the war. But let's just find out a little bit about the truckers. What are they fighting for? And how important is the cause?
They were fighting for the freedom to not have mandates for wearing masks and getting vaccinations, which I think is really foolhardy. We know from experience that if you get vaccinated, while you may still get sick, you will get less sick. If you add a mask to that, you're less likely to get sick. Everybody to go to public school has always had to have certain vaccinations. Polio has basically been a thing of the past, although it's trying to make a little comeback. Smallpox is gone, and it's all due to vaccinations. Vaccinations work. That's science. So that was their big thing. They were going to form this convoy after what happened up on the Canadian border. And they had truckers coming in from all over the United States. We're going to converge on Washington during the State of the Union. They were going to have a program, a rally at the Washington Monument on the National Park grounds there, the ellipse and so forth. 20 people showed up. The mandates have been lifted. They were in the process of slowly lifting them when these truckers started towards Washington, D.C. Now, I will say that the government did take precautions of activating the National Guard, and just in case they got out of hand, as they started doing in Canada. But it basically, since the mandates have been lifted, or mostly lifted, it basically was a non-starter. So much for that. It's gone. Poof.
Do you think there was a correlation between what happened in this country and the decision to end all the mandates and what had gone on in Canada? Do you think that they acted to avoid it?
Nope. I truly believe that it was based on the science. The mandates, so to speak, have been lowered to, if you want to wear a mask indoors, because the numbers are down. But even in Virginia, the governor lifted the mask mandates. The school system, basically all of the school systems went to if you want to wear a mask. If you don't.
Right.
And parents should still consider making sure their children have the vaccine, but it's not required to be in public school unless you happen to be a teacher, and that's, you know, most of those people have the common sense to know that vaccines keep you healthy. You might still get sick, but you're not going to get that sick.
Right.
So I believe that's basically why it fizzled, and it was not done because of the convoy was coming, and they're scared to death that, oh my God, if we don't get rid of these mandates, then they're going to wreak havoc. It was based on science. It was based on numbers. It was based on percentages.
So let's say that the truckers had a stronger turnout and that they made it to D.C. hypothetically, or let's say that it happens at some point, maybe for something else. Maybe it's not about the mandates. Maybe it's about something else that they're not happy with. The ones in Ottawa, disruptive, sure, but it seems that they were peaceful overall. So in the event that this did happen in America, do you think that Biden should act similarly to Trudeau, or did Trudeau overstep? And on the other side of the same coin, what do you say to those people who believe the 2020 BLM activists were given a pass, even after it did get violent at times, while conservative and white working class causes are condemned?
I don't think anybody has gotten a pass on anything per se. We saw the peaceful Black Lives Matter people tear gassed and beaten, and we saw news crews in Washington, D.C. get shoved and pushed when somebody wanted to go make a photo op in front of a church, disrupting a peaceful protest, turning it into a not-so-peaceful protest. When you went up into Wisconsin and those areas where they had protests, they were basically peaceful until something happened to change it.
Right.
And then there's always the infiltrators who come in and create hate and discontent and set fires and loot and break and enter and so forth. But the bulk of the people who protested were peaceful. Now, as far as the Canadians are concerned, those are some of the politest people on earth.
They are.
They are super nice people usually, but they were causing by blocking roadways. People could not get to work. Commerce could not take place. We already had the problem with supply chains. So that exacerbated the supply chain issues because nothing could move north and nothing could come south. It was affecting our economy, and it was also affecting the Canadian economy at a time when no one can afford it. And for what? I don't want to wear a mask.